Did you know that the Washington Post stated that crashes have more than doubled in intersections due to traffic cameras? Though many people believe that traffic cameras were placed for their safety, they're actually there for the opposite reason. Today, I'll be talking about how traffic cameras are unconstitutional, not fair to the cops, and also high in revenue for cities and the companies and also the government. The reason that they're unconstitutional is because if you and someone else owned a car together and both of y'all's names was on it, and say one of you ran a light and got a ticket for it, only the person whose name was on there first will actually receive the ticket. This is also going to if 3 people own the car. Only the first name stated would own the ticket. And so the reason why it's unconstitutional is because it's going against the Equal Protection Clause, and that basically states that everyone should have equal protection. So if there's more than one person's name on the ticket, then all of y'all's name, on the owning the car, then all of y'all's names should be on the ticket. Not saying that each of y'all should be fined each, but all of y'all's names should be on the ticket and all of y'all should receive it so that y'all can kind of dispute on who's gonna pay it, who actually ran the light, and things like that. And so that's one reason why it's unconstitutional. Another reason being how they're issued. In some states, the ticket or the fines actually go through a third party first before actually getting to the cops, and they get to choose what picture or what footage that they want to send to the cops for that person to get fined for, and that's not right. For you to get a fine, it should only be by the cops. Someone else shouldn't delegate how you should, or if you should get a fine or not based on the footage. And maybe you didn't, but yet they find a scene where it looks like you did, and it shouldn't be up to them to choose if you get fined for that or not. It should only be up to the cops. These cameras, the cities and actually the companies, they make a lot of money from it. The government, they don't make as much money from it, but the cities and the companies of the cameras, they make pretty much the same amount. The cities make just a little bit more than the companies, but they're pretty much even. The companies, they try to install their cameras where they know that they're going to get a lot of revenue. So they in Florida and California, the camera companies, they actually told them that they couldn't make their yellow lights longer, because if they made their yellow lights longer, then that would mean that there'd be less crashes, and if there was less crashes, then it would be less money for them. So that's kind of why they said that. And then also in Arizona, they did make their yellow lights they made it longer by 1.5 seconds, and so there was actually less crashes going on in that area. And so since of that, the camera companies, they asked to remove their cameras, because since they weren't making money, since people weren't running the lights, they felt like, well, we're not going to be here. And so that's kind of wrong for the companies to only place their stuff where they know that they're going to make revenue, just because they know that a lot of people are going to run the light, because they know that the yellow light is not long enough for someone to get through the light, and to remove it because they know that the yellow light is long enough for someone to get through the light. And also, the cameras aren't fair to the cops, because the cops, they have certain quotas they have to meet, and so they can't give fines out to people if they know that the cameras are actually giving out the fines. So if someone is like speeding through a light, and if someone's speeding through a light, then the cop can't get them because they know that the camera is already got them. So they can't put that down as someone that they got as a ticket and stuff like that. Also, people, they would rather get a ticket from a cop because they feel like they can reason with them, or they can explain why they were speeding. Like, for example, if someone was pregnant and trying to have a baby and trying to get to the hospital quick, or was a family emergency, anything like that, you could kind of reason and explain to the cop, and most of the time you can actually get out of the ticket. With the stoplight cameras, you really can't get out of the ticket. You can try to fight it, but most people, they don't take it all the way up to that point of trying to fight the ticket. So the traffic cameras are unconstitutional, expensive, and not fair. So many people, they do think that they are there for their safety, but really they're not. So I feel like if you get a ticket, then you should try to fight it, because it's worth fighting, and you would probably win it.